So Destined Rivals is just going to be an unmitigated disaster, right? Have we all come to grips with that? We're admitting it. The Pokémon Center pre-release for the ETB was absolutely bonkers. Let's get ready to talk about it. What's up, everybody? I am pokEZhack, and welcome to episode 2 of the Pokemon Pod with pokEZhack. Before we get started, everyone cheers me. We're going iced latte today. You guys know I'm a sucker for coffee. Let's take a swig and get started. So the Destined Rivals Pokemon Center ETB, as you know, dropped for a release last week, and Pokemon Center kind of came out of left field, right? They pulled out the Prismatic Super Premium Collection, I think it was, the day prior, or a couple days prior, and I feel like they used that as a testing period to get everything going, but when it came to the morning of Destined Rivals coming out, oh my gosh, it was madness. Everything that I saw on social media was absolutely crazy, and I am putting a disclaimer out here forward. I am the luckiest that I've ever felt in my life because I was able to secure one of the Pokemon Center Destined Rivals ETBs. It is all luck. I'm going to talk to you guys about that right now. Let's flip things over to C on Pokemon Center's website, and I'll break down everything that kind of happened to me on that morning. I was doing my normal thing, getting ready for work, and I was like seeing some rumors that it was going to get released, and I was like, it's probably not going to happen today, right? They usually do it on a Thursday or something like that, but then I see the ETB artwork, I get into work, and I work with my brother, and he's like, yo, are you trying? And I'm like, trying for what? He goes, Destined Rivals, and I was like, oh my gosh, it is up. So I wasn't even one of the first ones in line, in queue, to get this pre-order. I didn't get in like late to the party, probably like 5 minutes after the link went live and everything. I got in line, got in queue, kept my phone open, and it took an hour and 40 minutes for me to get into the website, okay? To like have it pop up that it wasn't the little Pikachu screen loading saying, hey, wait your turn in line, for me to get in line. An hour and 40 minute wait in queue for me to just get into the site and not see that little Pikachu saying, hey, hold on, wait. Right when the screen flashed up, I didn't even test my luck. I clicked the link to the ETB on the Pokemon Center website right away. I didn't even try to put a booster box, a booster bundle, or anything else in my cart. I clicked the ETB, clicked add to cart a bunch of times just to make sure it went into there, went to checkout, got it paid for, and got my confirmation email. I felt extremely lucky. Like, it does not get better than that for me. That's my disclaimer, okay? I've tried for a lot of other drops. I tried for Journey Together, sold out immediately. I've tried for plenty of stuff that Pokemon Center have released and have not gotten lucky enough. This was just my time. Let's talk about the frustrations of what everyone has going on, because we can see the set here, the Pokemon Center ETB. I don't really need to give you guys a breakdown. Everyone knows what comes in it by this point. If you haven't, go check out my other YouTube video of what comes in Pokemon products. But with the Pokemon Center, you can see down here in the description, you get 11 booster packs. You get the promo, the Pokemon Center stamped promo, as well as your dice, damage, counters, and coins, and sleeves, everything else that comes in an ETB. I've gotten to the point with this Destined Rivals Pokemon Center ETB, with it being a Limit 1 and being so hard to obtain, I don't know if I'm going to open it. I might keep this thing sealed forever as a collector, as having the artwork and the lore of that ETB on my shelf. I'm someone who loves ripping packs and having the opportunity to pull cards and get into a set, but for this to be only a Limit 1 on a pre-order and for me to have one of them, the value to me to keep it sealed, it feels like something that I want to hang on to. I'm not in this hobby for, excuse me, for making all the money in the world and taking all the product, keeping it sealed, and then selling it for 4 times whatever it is. Like, these things are going for $350, $500, like a pair of them for $1,000 with a booster bundle or booster box that I've seen on the reselling market. That's absurd to me, and that's not something that I want to do. I want to hang on to this because it's got a special place in my heart, right? It's something that I was able to get in line for, luckily have the chance to get my hands on with a pre-order and know that it's going to be coming to me. Let's talk about the problem that the Pokemon Center is having with everything, and we're going to weigh the pros and cons and the breakdown of what they're doing for the releases. I know I've released a short form video on Reels, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok to kind of pick people's brains and see what their reaction is to my opinion, but here's the thing. The Pokemon Center just keeps us in the dark. We don't know when they're releasing anything for pre-order. They just kind of slap it up, and then you follow someone on Twitter that says, hey, it's live, and you're like, oh my gosh, everybody, get to the chopper, but get to the internet, go to Pokemon Center, go, reload, refresh. It's chaos. It's complete and utter chaos. There needs to be a more organized manner for these releases. I've spat out that I think a lottery would be cool, where you sign up for Pokemon Center's email list. They send out an email that says, hey, this Thursday, pre-orders for Destined Rivals are going to be going out. Is this something you want? And check the product that you want. And then you click, I would like a ETB booster box, booster bundle or whatever. And you just mark everything that you want. On that day, instead of you having to fight for your place in line, in a queue, waking up, making sure your internet doesn't go out, and you don't leave the page, you just receive an email. Pokemon Center just sends out a mass email and say, hey, you got an ETB, sorry, you didn't get one this time, try again, you didn't get one this time, try again. People have nixed that with the lottery. I don't really know what the bad news of that is. I feel like it's a pretty fair shot for everybody to get a chance. The other thing is that when you were in queue, it didn't tell you where your spot was in line. I know some people released on Twitter that you could, right click this, that, the third, and then go to a backdoor page to see where you were in line. I wouldn't even want to take the risk to click out of the tab to see where I was in line. So I think a visual screen that keeps count would be pretty cool. If it was like, there are 1 million ETBs and you are, 500,000th in line. And it's like, okay, cool. With it being a limit 1, I should be able to get one in theory if all of this information is accurate. Make sure you guys comment and let me know what you think the best idea is for releases going forward, because this is just the Pokemon Center version of this, right? I know I've been going for a few minutes already, but we need to talk about what's going to happen when this thing gets into retail stores. It's been crazy enough at GameStop and Target having to sit out hours and hours before the doors even open on days that products are going to be released. What's going to happen with a Team Rocket set? Like, Journey Together it's a cool set, don't get me wrong, but it is not going to have the hype, the build-up, and the fans surrounding it the way that they are about Team Rocket. You've seen the fights for Blooming Waters and mini tins for 151 at Costco. What do you think is going to happen with this when Team Rocket is the cover boy? Team Rocket are the bad guys, right? All the scalpers out there, you guys are Team Rocket fighting each other. What's going to happen with this set when everybody wants to get their hands on this set and have a chance to rip some packs? How chaotic is this going to be? We have to find a system to get in place everywhere, because how are people going to get their hands on product? I want to open this set. I want to rip these cards. I want the Mewtwo. I want the Meowth. I want all of the nostalgia from Team Rocket, all of their Pokemon, and how cool some of the artwork is that we've seen from Heatwave Arena or whatever the one is out right now that's going to be compiled into this set. I want those cards. I don't want to rip my Pokemon Center ETB that I have coming, though. So then I'm going to try and get a regular ETB with 9 packs in it from Target or GameStop. What are the odds I'm going to get that? What are the odds that I'm going to get a booster bundle? What are the odds that I'm going to get a booster pack of Destined Rivals when it's as crazy as it is out there and when this set is as hype as it's going to be? The demand is high. I get it. Everybody wants their hands on this stuff. I feel like I just lost my train of thought there when I wanted to say that. But every collector out there is going to want this stuff. Investors want this stuff as well. And I know that's a whole nother topic, and we're going to get into that a little bit, as you see on the topic list over here, that we're going to get into collectors finding a purpose of it and what people do in this hobby. But everybody wants to get their hands on Team Rocket Destined Rivals. Whether you want to rip packs, whether you want to have stuff to collect, or if you're trying to resell stuff, everybody is going to be looking for it. How are we going to be able to get it? How are we going to be able to get restocks on the Pokemon Center of either ETBs or even booster bundles, anything? It's come to a point where it's nearly impossible, or it feels like it, to get hand-on products. Now, mainline sets feel a little bit better, because it feels like they're printed more and it's something that's more focused on, where the kind of secret releases or whatever we call them with something like Prismatic and everything, those are a little bit tougher because they're short printed. Possibly the products aren't as many. Like, hopefully they throw everything out there when Destined Rivals comes out. On the shelves, we get individual booster packs, sleeve booster packs, 3-pack blisters, tech sticker collections, ETBs, booster bundles, if I haven't said that already. All of the product that they can have, throw it on the shelves. Because Prismatic, it was kind of like, hey, here's some ETBs and sticker packs or loose packs, and that's all there is right now. There's a balance. I think it's going to be chaotic. I think it's going to be nearly impossible. I'm going to get my Pokemon Center ETB and put it right behind me over here in this corner to add to my collection. I don't know if I'm ever going to touch it, if I'm ever going to rip it. I really don't know if I ever want to open that with how valuable it is to me that I was lucky enough to be able to get one of them. I don't know if I want to break it apart. So I'm going to be trying to get stuff from Target, and I do not know if I'm going to be able to get loose packs, and I don't know if I will open a single booster pack of Destined Rivals. I've been going on and on just blabbering on this topic for at least, 11 minutes and 33 seconds is my record time right now, so it's been quite a while that I talked about Destined Rivals. I need advice from you guys. What do you think? You think anyone's going to be able to open this stuff, get their hands on it? How hard is it going to be? A lot of us work. A lot of us go to school. We can't take time off and know when Target or GameStop is restocking and be lucky enough to get in line and find product. I don't know. Target has gotten better with their releases of everything, though, and how they're limiting stuff, and the signs are pointing in the correct direction there. Speaking of Target and the next topic that you guys see in purple font right over here, finding a purpose to collect. I just popped into a Target the other day and was looking to see if there was a restock of anything, just trying to find some product, get some more packs to open for my short series that I'm doing on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. So I popped into a Target, and the woman who does the restocking was there. She was restocking. There was a line of about 5 people. I got in behind them, so I was 6th in line, and then the guy in front of me had someone who was one of his buddies who came behind me, cool, and they were chatting it up with each other. Long story short, on the restock purpose of everything, I did not get anything because I was in between jobs at work. I had some time to kill. I was standing there for 45 minutes. They were still restocking. They never opened the line when I was there, and I had to leave to get back to work. So I couldn't even stay to see what everything was for the restock. I know there was some Surging Sparks loose packs, prismatic booster bundles, which I would have not been able to get my hands on. But the funny thing that I saw and heard when I was in line, the gentleman in front of me and the gentleman behind me, excuse me, these two gentlemen who were having a conversation in line at a Target restock were complaining about not being able to get their hands on Pokemon products. I get it. All of us are there. It's very hard to come across anything and get what you want. And they're saying, I've just been excited to see even Shrouded Fable and get something to open so I can have some dopamine. That's cool. We all want to rip packs. What got me next is what I overheard where they said, yeah, man, I saw that there was a $1,000 card in One Piece. I'm going to start getting into that. Or there's Halo. You know the video game Halo? I heard that they have some trading cards and they're going for like 500, 1,000. What are we doing? What is our purpose in collecting? What are we doing if everything just revolves around like, $1,000 card, $1,000 card. I'm going to go to One Piece. I'm going to go to Lorcana. I'm going to go to this. I'm going to go to that. I understand that a monetary value is put in place to show the value or rarity of a card. All of us on TikTok, myself included in my shorts, when I pull something big, I put the raw and PSA 10 value on it because people want to see that. They love to see the money value in it. But if you're transitioning from like Pokemon to Lorcana and you have no idea about Lorcana and it's just like, there's a $1,000 card. What is your purpose in collecting? We need to find a purpose in collecting. I do it because I love the artwork. I have my favorite Pokemon from Gen 1 through Gen 9, even though I fell out of the hobby a little bit in the middle, and it's kind of like Gen 1, 2, 3, and 9 are things that I'm looking for. I'm looking for the Quaxley evolution cards and collecting every single one of those because when I played Pokemon Violet, he was my starter. And he was in my team, on my team, for the entire game, all the way through beating the game. I had Quaxley, Quaxwell, Quackavall. That's my dog right there. And I love those cards. I love that artwork, and it has a special place in my heart. That's why I'm collecting. I'm looking to get every Zapdos card that ever came out because he is my favorite Pokemon of all time. I don't do it to see a $1,000 card because the reality of it is, you pull a $1,000 card, you have not made $1,000. You have an awesome card, but that thing is worth nothing monetarily until you sell it. The value is what lies in your heart and close to you and why you love that card. Umbreon's your favorite Pokemon. You pulled a Moonbreon. That is awesome. That is the best card you can get. The Zapdos SIR from 151? That is my chase card. That's my favorite card in the modern Pokemon era. I want that card to have it and be able to look at it and admire the artwork of the 3 legendary birds. I don't want it because it's worth $280 in a PSA 10. So to just be out there saying, oh, there's a $1,000 card in Lorcana. What are we doing? I know that there's different avenues of the Pokemon TCG hobby, right? There's the players who actually enjoy the card game. There's the collectors like myself who love the artwork and certain Pokemon or the anime itself and characters and trainers have a special place in my heart and there's a reason I'm looking for certain cards. But if you're in it just to see, oh, $1,000 card, that's cool. It's worth nothing to you unless you sell it. You know, sure, you can have trade value, go to a card show and trade up with it. But if we're just jumping and looking for stuff because you're sick that you can't get Pokemon stuff, so you look for just the next most expensive thing and you have never even played Halo the video game, or you don't even follow One Piece, what's the point of it? It got to me. It struck a nerve when I heard that going on. Maybe there's someone who can explain to me the thought process. I'm not there to attack those gentlemen. Like, that's cool. If you want to go do something else, by all means, I get it. We're all sick of not being able to get products and get our hands on things for MSRP, and we don't want to pay scalper market price for stuff, right? I understand that. I get the frustration of it. But not feeding into the scalpers and then going to do something else that you don't even really care about? For what? For what reason? I want to know your purpose for collecting. Let me know in the comments, why do you do it? I'm a big person for the nostalgia one, because I played everything as a kid. I collected the cards as a kid. And number 2, I have these certain storylines and Pokemon and artworks that have a special place in my heart that I want to see and I want to collect, and I love those. And I have a mission. I have binder pages laid out where I want every Zapdos, every Quaxley evolution card. There's a purpose to this thing. You got to find your purpose so you're not just going in blind and just being a loose cannon and have no reason for doing anything. I don't know. I don't know if I'm overreacting with everything there or if I have a good point. But to get to a positive topic, let me go ahead and get a sip of coffee here so I can, settle myself down a little bit. Card show breakdown, baby. So we transition from Destined Rivals being an unmitigated disaster to get our hands on, to finding your purpose in collecting. I think it's a perfect segue because I found my purpose in something I've been talking about so far in this podcast at the Arizona State Card Show. My first ever card show that I went to, and make sure you subscribe on YouTube and turn notifications on because I have a card show vlog coming out. I have to edit. I have so much footage, but it was the best time of my life. The first card show I've ever been to, it was the most overwhelming thing in the world. You walk in and it's like you're a kid in a candy store. You see almost every card sealed product that has ever been made in the history of Pokemon, and you have the opportunity to get your hands on it. I could have walked to the first vendor and taken out a second mortgage on my house and picked up everything because there's so many cool things and cards that I did not even know existed in the Pokemon universe. So I'm going to kind of talk through and do a little bit of a Pokemon Hacks with pokEZhack segment right now of Pokemon Hacks going to a card show. What do you need to know? The first thing that I have to say is center yourself and take an entire lap around the card show and visit every booth if you have the time to do it to get a lay of the land and see what every vendor has to offer. Get your eyes on things that you may want and have a plan in mind. That kind of comes first before doing a lap. Before you even get to the card show, have a plan in mind. My one plan was to find the Zapdos SIR from 151. That is all I wanted to do. I had tunnel vision on that. I didn't want to get distracted and just be buying stuff left and right like, ooh, that's a cool card, that's a cool card. So I made a plan to take a lap around the entire card show and look for the Zapdos.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Okay, pardon the technical difficulty, but my computer just went out on me, but now we're back. So, as I was saying, I had a plan going into the card show to find the Zapdos from 151, whether it be just raw or in a PSA 10. That was my plan. So Pokemon Hack 1, have a plan, take a lap around the entire card show to scout everything out, because there were multiple of the Zapdos from 151. Wanted to see the best quality, different prices that vendors had on it, because some of them could have comped it that morning, some of them could have comped it live, and the price difference could be different. And you always want to get the best deal that you can for what you're looking for. The second thing is just keep a level head. Do not get overwhelmed. People are there to help you, right? It's a really cool community, what we have. The vendors are not there to take advantage of you, so don't be nervous going into it. They'll help explain things to you. They will help comp things for you and give you the easiest way to kind of walk through things, and they'll show you, hey, here, this is how I was looking at stuff. Recent sales for this were at this price, and that's how I kind of comp it. If you want to trade some cards, we take those in at 80% of the value. You want cash for the cards, you can sell them to us and we'll give you 70% cash value. They'll tell you what they're looking for. They will tell you what the comps are for pricing and everything. So do not be intimidated and don't be afraid to talk to people. We're all there sharing this hobby together. Like, it's cool. You can meet awesome people and chat with one another, get advice and see different things and kind of just have a conversation with the vendor, the people next to you looking for things. Those are the two biggest things that I kind of have to say is, like, I guess 3, have a plan, take a lap, and don't be intimidated. Once you do that and you take your lap and you have your mindset of what you want to do and what you want to go back for, that's when you can kind of make your moves. That's when I would suggest, okay, I remember this vendor had this for this price. I want to go pay them cash for it. I want to go try and make a trade. I want to do something like that. And that is exactly what I did at my first card show. I was able to secure the Zapdos SIR from 151 in a PSA 10. This is my holy grail card, and this thing is absolutely beautiful. So what I did, I took a lap around the entire card show, and I was able to see 2 Zapdos from 151 in a PSA 10 from 2 different vendors. I walked around, I kind of got their interest in trade, and I was able to make a trade for this card. I gave up, I believe it was the Latias from Surging Sparks, Ivysaur, Bulbasaur illustration rares from 151, as well as the Wartortle. So I put all that trade in, and then I paid $15 cash on top of it to get this Zapdos SIR. It was awesome. Like, was I intimidated at first trying to make that trade? Yes, but this was what I ultimately wanted, and I think that that is going to be the next thing that I have to say to you. To roll back, when you're making your plan going into a card show, you have to put your binder together if you're trying to trade and not just pay cash. Put your trade binder together and really assess yourself and say, what am I willing to get rid of? Because I put a trade page together of my most valuable things, and then when vendors started pulling out like my Blastoise SIR, and I was like, oh, I have the memory of pulling that with my friends though, I don't really want to get rid of it. You need to assess those feelings before you get to the card show. Know what you're actually willing to get rid of and know what you're not willing to get rid of. Put those in a separate page, keep them at home, whatever it may be, but you have to not be afraid to get rid of stuff, because it's going to take value to get value. Like, you have to give good cards in order to get a good card. I kind of relate it to fantasy football. I love fantasy football, love the NFL. It's like when somebody in your league offers you, let's say, let me get a good comp here. Let's say someone's trying to give you, I'm trying to think of like a mid-level player. Like, he puts in an offer and says, I want Jamar Chase from you, and I'm willing to give you, buddy, this is one of the best things that you might ever see, Javonte Williams. It's like, what are we doing? You're not going to be able to trade a backup running back from the Denver Broncos to get Jamar Chase from me. You can't go to a vendor expecting to give them some weak cards and get big value out of it. That's a big thing. You know, you got to know what you do, but the card show experience altogether, it was awesome. I'm planning on going to other trade nights, other card shows. You meet a lot of awesome people. You see a lot of cool cards, whether it be modern, vintage, and you get to meet some people with a common goal in mind. The last Pokemon hack for a card show, go with friends. I went with a bunch of my buddies, Cole Rage, Rydog, and a few others, and it was awesome. We were able to kind of walk around together and know what each other were looking for, be at a vendor's booth and be like, yo, they have this over here, this over there. They were helping me look for the Zapdos. being there and being able to get excited with your buddies and rip packs at the card show, even make trades with them. I made a trade with Rydog. He's trying to master set 151 and I gave him a Venusaur for it. And it's just like such a cool thing where you can all get there, get together and make these moves and just have a great experience. Like, it was an awesome Saturday. I enjoyed every minute of it. Let's go ahead and close out the show talking about the newest set, Journey Together. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the gallery here, but I want to talk to you guys about Journey Together as a whole and my kind of game plan for it. This is a really cool set. There's some super neat cards in there, and it is definitely for you as a collector if you're big into the trainer galleries. If you like seeing those trainer cards with the trainer in the background and the Pokemon in the front, like the biggest one here is going to be the Lily's Clefairy. Like, everyone is going crazy about this card right here. If you're in to the trainer artworks, this set is for you. I like the set. I think it's neat. You guys know I love the legendary bird. Zapdos is my favorite. I'd love to see this Articuno illustration rare. I think that one is really cool. The Whale Lord is absolutely sick. Look at him. He looks like the Narwhal from Elf. Bye, buddy. I hope you find your dad. So that kind of reminds me of that. And then I think my favorite of the trainer cards is going to be En's Reshiram. Like, that is the box topper card as well, I think, that you get if you're lucky enough to get a booster box. But that card is so sick. He's just like hanging out with them and riding them, and it's just like an oversized deal. I think that's a super cool artwork. It's not my favorite set of all time. I can be the first one to admit it. Like, one of my favorite underrated sets out of the Scarlett and Violet era is Paldea Evolved. I like that set a lot. This one is super cool, and you get those trainer galleries. I know Iona's in there with the Belly Bolt, and then also, yeah, the Kilowattrel up here also. So there's really cool trainer cards. They're not my favorite Pokemon, right? You have your favorite Pokemon, your favorite artworks. This set is not it. Am I not going to get it at all? No, of course. I'm going to buy some loose packs and everything, maybe grab a ETB, but I'm not going to go crazy and invest a lot of my budget into this set because there's a lot of things I'm excited for later in the year, trying to find stuff for Destined Rivals. If there's reprints of Paldea Evolved or Paldean Fates or 151, those are things that I'm going to have higher on the list than I would with a set like Journey Together. It's a really cool set. There's some awesome artworks, and I think if I had to give you guys a top 5 real quick, I think I would maybe pull an upset. I know everyone's going crazy for Lily. I would probably say number 5, Iona with the Belly Bolt. Number 4, Lily with the Clefairy. Number 3, I'm going to have Articuno here. Number 2, I would have the Whale Lord card. And number 1 is going to be En's Reshiram. Would be my top 5 cards from this set. That's me not knowing the value of any of these cards, the hit, the price, like we talked about earlier in the episode. Not all about price, everybody. Those are just the coolest artworks in my opinion, and I like those Pokemon. So Journey Together, as far as myself with investment, I don't think I'm going to go crazy for it. I'm going to get loose packs here and there. I'm going to open a few of them. I was able to actually find some a day early. Let me grab them real quick. I was able to find these sleeved blisters a couple days early. So they had a limit 3 on them, so I didn't get the whole set of the artwork, but I got these 3, which I'm going to be opening on my shorts here. So, I mean, it's cool. Like, the artwork is awesome. The trainer galleries are awesome. If you love the trainer cards, which I know a lot of people do go crazy for them. They're not my favorite, but a lot of people, it's like they live for that. They live for the trainer cards. Go crazy on this set. I have a feeling that with Journey Together, you're going to be able to get your hands on a decent amount of it. It's a full set. It's not a midline set or a secret set, whatever we call them. It is a calculating. It is a mainline set. It's something that they're gonna be releasing product like crazy, and they're gonna have everything. I've already seen blister packs, ETBs, sleeved boosters, and they're gonna be coming out with booster bundles and everything else. I think that we're gonna be surprised with how much you're going to be able to get your hands on out of Journey Together. If you love the trainers, go crazy. It's not something for me where I'm going to be picking up a bunch of it. Will I be opening the packs, chasing a couple of those cards? Absolutely. But I'm not going wild. You have to have a happy median and just kind of dedicate a certain amount of what your budget is to the sets that you care about the most. So make sure that you focus on that. See what you really want. If you're just like fiending to open packs, don't bite. Don't do it, because there's going to be stuff later that gets reprinted or comes out. If you love Journey Together, go crazy. I appreciate you guys all for tuning in to episode 2. I'm losing it here. I'm going crazy. I've been talking I don't know how long because my computer went out, so then we had to re-record. But thank you guys. I appreciate you for tuning in to episode 2 of the Pokemon Pod with pokEZhack. I hope you all have a great week. You get your hands on Journey Together if you want to. Any of the reprints, Blooming Waters, anything that is coming out. I wish you the best hits. We will see you next time. Peace!